Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see, in this game we've got SirHamer playing the Tier 8 Russian cruiser Tallinn. Tallinn's an excellent ship, has fantastic guns, especially for the tier. The AP hits like a Mack truck. I think most of the time, players in this ship end up using HE quite a bit. The HE is fantastic. It's pretty decent at starting fires, and of course the shell speed and trajectory and arcs, etc., are on Russian cruisers are just phenomenal. Matchmaking, well, matchmaking's pretty darn good. There is a CV on either side, but this is a mixed tier match, and SirHamer is top tier, which is always nice. In terms of battleship threats, well, pretty much any of those battleships, if you show it broadside, can really make you pay. But Tallinn's armor is actually pretty decent, and it's possible to bounce some shells if you stay angled. Not that you won't take any damage, but you know it's well, it's pretty, as far as cruisers go, pretty tanky. DD threats, well, any DD, if it catches you, can really make you pay. But with 12-kilometer radar, once your location is identified, most destroyers are going to want to stay well away from you. And if we look at the ranges on the torpedoes of the ships that he's facing, it's not hard to presume, and I think probably would be right, that once located, any destroyer captain who pushes into him is taking their life in their hands. Not to say that won't happen. In fact, you never know, especially when you're dealing with people at mid and lower tiers. It looks like SirHamer is gone with HE. He's got the first volley off on Ochakov. You can see the Mahan there, and the Mahan, well, just pushing right on in. I would say probably a newer, inexperienced player there in the Mahan, but, well, you never know. SirHamer's making use of the island to protect himself against potential torpedo threat. You can see the lavender circle around his ship on the minimap. That's the radar range, so of course Mahan is still within that and gets lit up immediately despite the fact that it's smoked. There's another destroyer north of SirHamer. Shells fall a little behind. Now, of course, the Russian radar doesn't last very long, but it doesn't always have to. Even if you don't manage to kill the destroyer, you've caused it to run away. Now we've got Z-31 over here that is engaged with a friendly destroyer. Looks like Amagi intends to go around that corner anyway, despite the fact that the Z-31 is there. And SirHamer looks like he's moving to line up a shot. And this is a suicide run by Z-31. And down he goes. Presumably his torpedoes are on the way, so probably see SirHamer angling up against that. Gets off a shot on the Cleveland. Amagi looks to already be angled up against the torpedoes. Yeah, there are the torpedoes, and if I had to guess, it looks like SirHamer will eat one. Don't think he can get out of the way of all of them. Now we can go right to work on the Dunkirk. What we have up there? Nagano, Dunkirk, and Cleveland. Squaring off against Amagi, Ismail, and Skane. Meanwhile, on the other flank, The enemy Vladivostok and Lightning are pushing forward. Not sure how they expect that to go well. Looks like their Queen Elizabeth's falling back. Normandy is in position just to smack things from long range. Enterprise takes out the Vladivostok, and the push on that side from the Reds is, well, it's more than stalled. Vladivostok does burn down the friendly Bayern. SirHamer is still dropping back slightly, allowing his battleships to get their guns working. So, big picture. Good guys are down 2 ships, 2 battleships. Bad guys are down a battleship and 2 destroyers, having lost the Mahan and the Z-31. Both of which were just, I think, a little too aggressive early. Got caught and really paid for it. You can see SirHamer saying, "Okay, we got this flank. Let's make the most of it." Ismail takes out Nagato. That leaves Cleveland and Dunkirk on this side. And the red Ochakov takes out the friendly Shiratsuyu. That might have been a good opportunity for AP. A little bit of chip damage with the HE. Oh yeah, that's definitely an AP opportunity there. SirHamer sticks with the HE. Looks like he's going after the Dunkirk to try and get him burning. I have to admit, I'm not sure I could have passed up the opportunity to put some AP shells on the side of that Cleveland. So, good guys down 3 ships, bad guys down 4 ships. SirHamer has landed 59 shells on target, started 5 fires, incapacitated 3 systems, and detected somebody. So, all in all, not a bad start. Good guys look like they've got a pretty strong defensive line on the other side. Mogami's pushing into Yodachi. That's going to be an interesting fight, because the Yodachi's got the CV's help directly against the Mogami. Ochakov is going to have the Mogami's broadside. If he's paying attention, he may be focused solely on the Benson. Speaking of paying attention, oh, we've all done that. And the Ismail says, "Thank you very much for supplying me with an additional layer of armor." There's that broadside Cleveland again. It's just killing me not seeing AP used there, but that's all right. 6 fires. That's definitely something. For those who don't know, Cleveland is not heavily armored, and the Tallinn has fantastic AP, so a broadside of AP into the Cleveland, especially at that kind of range, could potentially just take him right out of the game. Ochakov is crossing. Looks like he was pretty well focused on that DD. And that's an AP volley, but Ochakov is angled, so it's a little tougher to... Down goes the friendly destroyer. And SirHamer has decided to go back with the HE. I might have stuck with the AP. Ochakov doesn't have a choice but to show somebody some broadside. He's got the Benson on one side. And he's opening up his angle a little bit. AP would be devastating here, but it's not going to matter. He's definitely dead. Just a question of whether SirHamer's going to be able to get the last shot. Now you can see that SirHamer's angle to the ICOP is not great, but he does finish him off for the ICOP to make him pay for that. Now if you're not using the mod station, or are unfamiliar with what that is, allow me to encourage you to go download it and install it and play with it. Figure out which mods work for you. You can see now that SirHamer's got the Cleveland targeted, you can see right under the aiming reticule, you can see something that looks kind of like an outline of a ship. It says 16, 19, 22, 24. What that does is tell you the relative angle of the targeted ship to your ship. And also just below that shows you the relative angle of your ship to the targeted ship. And why is that important? Well, because in general, if a ship is steeply angled toward you, that is nose in or kind of pointed directly at or directly away from the bad guy, well, one, it gives them a smaller target, and two, if you're angled kind of the way that SirHamer is right now, depending upon how well the ship firing at you is aiming, you might be able to use your belt armor, the armor on the side of your ship, to bounce a lot of their shells. Now, generally, once you get past about 30 degrees of angle, it increases there are exceptions, but it increases the chance that you're going to be able to get a full penetration with your AP and do big damage. So if you are not using the mod station and you're not using that mod in particular, that alone is good reason to go download the mod station and just put that into your gameplay. But there are a lot of other mods that are all sanctioned by Wargaming that are very worthwhile, and that if I have to play without them, I feel kind of crippled at this point. One of the mods is, you look at the minimap, you can see the circles and they're different colors. They mean different things, you know. So the way that I've got mine set up, that red circle on the outside, well, that's your main battery range. The dotted red circle that's much closer, that's your secondaries range. The lavender, that's radar range. The blue circle, that's range of your torpedoes. Enterprise takes out the Dunkirk. It's nice we had a little bit of a break in the action there to explain about the mod station. We've got a video here on our page that kind of explains a little bit more about it, where you can find it, etc., including a link. So if you're not using it, I really, really encourage it. It cannot be overstated how nice some of those mods are. And SirHamer opens up on the Cleveland again. He's now sitting at a little over 60,000 damage, 115 shells on target, 8 fires started. He shot down 4 aircraft, and I have a feeling that now that he's crossing into the cap, that number's going to rise pretty dramatically. Now he's pretty banged up, but he does have 2 battleships behind him. Cleveland again showing broadside, just showing no respect at all. This would be the great time for the AP, but it looks like SirHamer has opted to stick with the HE and try and get more fires going. Now, I have to say that in one sense, it may be really great to keep the HE loaded, and that is that we've still got a Udachi out there, and if he pokes his head out and manages to get spotted, having HE loaded and already sitting in the guns might be really great, because you might only have 1 volley to try and finish off Udachi. You can see he doesn't have very many HP left. That's another mod. If you looked on the right side, kind of just under the total damage ticker there. Oh, this looks like yeah, the CB is definitely coming after SirHamer, and I don't know how he avoids all of these torpedoes, but we'll see. He's going to eat, looks like 2. Yeah, 2. Yeah, that really hurt. One more like that. SirHamer's back in the port. So we have to hope that now having 4 ships here, you can see SirHamer has gone dark, and he's just yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Maybe with 4 ships here with combined AA, they can stop the next strike. Let's hope. SirHamer is bringing all the guns over to the port side. Cleveland is just about dead. It's just a question of who can tag him first, really. And I think it's going to be SirHamer. Yeah. That one shell's all it took. SirHamer looks like he's trying to give the worst possible angle to the Kaga. Kaga says try him. But with all 4 ships here, that AA is just devastating. And SirHamer activates defensive fire and manages to drag down, what, 11 aircraft there? Can't forget that DD. Yep, there's his torpedoes, and there's Udachi. The torpedoes inspire SirHamer to immediately hit the radar button. And that looks well aimed. I think that's going to be it for Udachi. Down he goes. Nice shot. So that's 3 kills, just shy of 65,000 damage. And this game is pretty close to being in the history books. And it looks like it's going to go in the W column. Nicely done, SirHamer. Really good game, and a good example of how to make the most of this ship. You know, if you stay angled, it can do really well even against some of the battleships. And with that 12-kilometer radar and fantastic gun arcs, this is a really great ship. And you did a fantastic job. Thanks for sending the replay. Those of you with me here, thanks very much for joining me. Really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.